Attend and experience Oktoberfest.
Live from Papa bands from Germany, folk dancers, 50 European specialty shops, fine German restaurants offer bratwurst, pretzels, German beer and cocktails. Oktoberfest now through middle of November. San Diego Freeway to Beach Boulevard exit next to High Rise. Come to Oktoberfest at Old World in Huntington Beach.
Who would ever think that nestled in between a city made famous by championship surfing, cruising cars and skateboards, and a light industrial base headed by giant the Boeing Company, would be a little German village, restaurant, and festival hall, uniquely founded by opportunity, timing, vision, and experience.
10 years I was in Alpine Village, built the place, and then I had disagreements, and I said I'm going to build another village. Well, I said I'm going to make the same like I have in Alpine Village. I started Oktoberfest in Alpine Village, which nobody believed that something like this will work here. I said, you don't know what's going to work. I said, I'm going to do it. I know it's going to work. Well, I said I would like to build something in Orange County. So I went down here to Huntington Beach, and I liked the area here. And I went to the city, and they had a man, I forgot the guy's name, and he was in charge to bring people into Huntington Beach. And then he introduced me to Jerry Klein, and was the owner of the property, and he also had the property across the street there. And he was a nephew of Lawrence Welk, and he had a lot of properties all over. I would like to buy this. And it so happened, we worked the deal out, and I bought it. So, and he even became a stockholder after he sold me the land.
Then things got serious, and in 1976 we started the development, building the whole project over here. The only thing out here besides the tomato fields were the Huntington Center. Otherwise, this was quite a rural area over here, and we were the first complex to be finished over here. Alongside, they were building the Seawind Village apartments right behind Old World.
Yes, it's kind of funny how North Huntington Beach went for that whole live, work, mixed-use development, and to be honest, Old World was the first. My dad had that idea light years ahead of its time, and it was pretty neat that we have that same ability here. You can live upstairs, you can run a business downstairs. I mean, it's so handy and so clever to have that.
You know, standing here on Center Avenue in front of Old World and Bellaterra across the street really brings me back to almost 40 years ago when I first moved into the beautiful apartments that were next to Old World, and I met the Bischoff family. So I knew them first personally. You know, shopping centers have become the modern day community centers, Central Park, if you will, where a lot of cultural events are held. And so it was a natural that with our next door neighbor, Old World German Village, the restaurant, the Oktoberfest, all of the tradition that they have, together we became such great neighbors. We were doing things like raising money for the rebuilding of the pier and having all kinds of community groups come in for fundraisers and definitely having fun. That even includes the Scottish festivals. Then we were featuring that in our staging areas when we were the enclosed mall and certainly the amphitheater when we became open air. And that was just so much fun to see the chicken dance being performed with an authentic German band, Papa band, and then we would have a parade that would begin at the Bellaterra Mall and then cross the street over to Old World. Certainly that sort of hands across the continents, if you will, in one little short street called Center Avenue.
The Huntington Beach Mall and Pat Rogers, she had managed the mall for many, many, many years, and we were really grateful to all the things that she had partnered up with Old World for, and she was just a really good friend and a great promoter of Old World and the Huntington Beach Mall. We had a great relationship, and she was the one who started the Oktoberfest parade, where we would start at the Huntington Beach Mall, now which is Bellaterra, and then we would march on over here to the Old World through the cobblestone streets of the village.
I have to say Jack Kelly, Don McAllister, John Erskine were all big supporters of the Old World Oktoberfest.
The idea of the whole Old World and the idea of the shops and living above it and everything else was a good concept. And now it's starting to come around, if you will, but that's 35 years.
We've had Don McAllister, who helped make Old World a annual event. He was very supportive, and I really thank that city council of that time, especially Mayor Don McAllister, and we thank you for his support.
But it was a European way of doing things, you know, that the shop owner lived above a shop.
Probably one of the first mixed-use retail residential projects in our city, and you know, it's not quite the four-story over retail that we have in these projects just to the south of us here in Bellaterra, but it's charming, and it's obviously very much loved by all citizens from all over.
You know, Old World Village really replicates what it's like to live in Europe, which is mixed use, retail on the ground, restaurants on the ground, and live spaces above. And you could call the Bischoff's visionaries for bringing this type of mixed-use project to Huntington Beach. Now we're a little bit modernizing, and some things are changing, that's for sure.
I definitely had a unique upbringing in Old World, and you can ask any of my friends, they would always think, wow, it's like you live in Disneyland, and I could just go up to the bar and ask for a Coca-Cola. And it was a lot of fun growing up here in Old World and having a family business, and virtually the whole village knowing who I was and protecting me and looking for me or sending me home to my mom when it was time to go home.
And we are here at Old World and are happy to accommodate so many people who have German heritage, but also all other people who would like to learn about it or just take part in it, because we have a fun festival with a German band, our brass band. In fact, the leader of the brass band, he's already 89 years old. So he's been there for some time playing all this umpaba music, which we all enjoy. And like I say, we have this festival already 30 years, and for the last 10, 20 years, we also give free food for the first 500 guests, and that is just kind of a little come on and appreciation that they come to visit us all year long here at Old World.
And why is it important to celebrate German heritage here in Surf City?
Well, because we have a little German European village here, and we think it's important that every heritage should be celebrated.
Definitely my mom is the heart and soul of Old World Village, always has been. My mother was a huge influence here in the Old World, especially to my brother and myself and to all our children. We're really blessed that my mom got to at least meet our kids and help raise my children. And she unfortunately passed in 2010, which was a very sad and tragic time. But we managed to pick up the pieces, and like my mom said, she actually passed away during Oktoberfest. It was September 18th, and that was a terrible, terrible day. But I remember telling my brother and my father, okay, the show must go on. You guys get over there and start working, because that's how Mama would have wanted it. She was the one responsible to put together the Christmas parade, which was our lantern parade, our Easter parade. She put together all the festivals, and she was really the one to keep the family tradition and the heritage from the German community alive. And I'm very honored that she was able to bring that here to Huntington Beach, and I'm very happy to be able to continue that legacy.
And through my mother and her assistant, they taught all us kids how to enjoy the German culture. And we brought that here to Huntington Beach with our parade and dance groups. At that time, I wasn't dancing in the children's dance group anymore. I was working alongside, running the beer garden and the Oktoberfest. At that time, I was still only 18 years old. And but I did enjoy the German music, and of course getting up there once in a while dancing a polka or a waltz with my mother.
growing up here in Old World, there are many, many characters that take place here in the Old World, and I always feel like we're on one big reality show at many times. One of those influential figures was Maria Ilg, and she was a pretzel woman, and she was a really small lady, a round lady with a big cane, and she always wore a German hat every single day and a dirndl every single day. I don't think I ever saw her in normal clothes. And she could have been the sweetest lady, but if you dared touching a pretzel without paying for it or a beer mug without paying for it, that cane would come right at you. And oftentimes my mom would ask her, hey, could you watch Cindy for a little bit? And my mom would run an errand, and she was always very nice to me, and I'm very, very thankful that Old World became her family. And we have a lot of other influential characters that didn't necessarily have families and found the Old World family to be their family. And I'm really proud about the fact that we have so many family members, and either they're maybe not with us anymore, but their memory sure lives on here in Old World.
What we're really looking for is somebody that's going to add to the event, somebody that's going to create a lot of fun for all of the patrons, that's going to have fun selling the drinks, and who's going to sell a lot of the drinks. And the more drinks we sell, the more fun it's going to be.
Somebody that has a vibrant personality, likes to have fun, likes to get flirted with, and likes to be a part of German festivities.
Oktoberfest is known as the Super Bowl of all bar events. The people that work here have to be the best of the best. There's an uneven surface outside. You're going to be wearing very high heel shoes. You're going to be working in a very, very crowded shoulder-to-shoulder environment, carrying a tray of 20 shots, balancing it.
I actually participated in the beer contest last year and lost by like a second, but it was a lot of fun.
What advice do you have for the rest of the girls?
Oh man, Dr. Scholl's gels. Key. Have fun. Dr. Scholl's gels.
Or what makes you interested in becoming an Oktoberfest shot hostess?
This was like a spear of the moment type of deal. I saw it online and I was like, oh.
Okay, you have any outside issues that could interfere with Oktoberfest, like husband, kids, jealous boyfriend?
My boyfriend lives in France, so I don't get to see him very often, like ever. Maybe in 6 months, I hope, if it lasts.
Well, he's gonna see that on YouTube.
Yeah, I love you still. Don't worry, it's up to you if it lasts, okay? No,
No.
I don't,
No.
Yeah, I'm totally me, myself, and I. Yeah, very much alone at this point in my life. I'm drama-free.
No drama.
No drama.
I have no drama in
No
my life
drama.
whatsoever right now.
No drama.
No drama.
Drama-free.
No boyfriend, no husband.
No boyfriend right now.
Not even a boyfriend. I'm a heartbreaker.
No, I do have a boyfriend, and I was really nervous coming, and he's like, look in the mirror, grab your boobs, and tell yourself you're hot. And there you go.
Oh my God, being a shot girl in the 90s at Old World Oktoberfest, you get all dressed up. I'm completely dulled to the nines. I got my pigtails, I got my brassiere, and I got my tray, and we're loaded. And we're drinking random shots. So you're talking about, you know, Jägermeister, Kleiner Feigelin, and, you know, all kinds of, plus we have the beers too. They have so many beers up here. The beers are just as good as the food up here. Everybody loves Oktoberfest. And of course it was always fun working next to the Herbmeister.
The Herbmeister is the Meister of all. He really gets the crowd motivated. He loves what he's doing. We love having the Herbmeister here performing and getting the whole crowd riled up.
And Oktoberfest just would not be the same without him. People come specifically and ask all the time, is Herbmeister here?
Hi Herb, how long have you been the MC here at Old World Village?
For Oktoberfest, this will be my 27th year coming up. And this is, of course, German Heritage Day, which I do annually. And it's a warm-up for the Oktoberfest, which is just great fun here.
And what does German Heritage Day mean to you?
German Heritage Day means upholding our culture and just enjoying the wonderful German culture that I've grown up with. It's wonderful for our children.
And what's your favorite part of German Heritage Day?
The beer.
Yes, I am Herb the Herbmeister,
And by the way, it is my 35th anniversary. 35 years of Oktoberfest right here. Thank you very much. This is our 37th Oktoberfest here at Old World, and I just love it here. This is just so much fun. And this is the place to be for Oktoberfest, and we're glad that Huntington Beach, the Municipal Employees Association, are having their fundraiser here with us tonight.
He leads the whole crowd to doing the Zillertaler Hochzeitsmarsch, to doing the Rukitsuki, to doing the Polonaise, which is the German version of a Congo line. And Herbie does his own thing when he's out there. It's really fantastic to see him in action, to see him laughing, chugging down his beer, getting everybody in that Oktoberfest spirit.
So Mike Posey and Dana Rubacher will both tap that first game. That's a talent. Oh my God. And then in Germany, they say "Oh, chop this." And I'm gonna just give you a little heads up. That means welcome the city of Huntington Beach. Welcome. It is our 40th Oktoberfest here at Old World, and we are so happy to have all of you.
Today, the Diamond Sisters are here. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, they're actually quite unique. Their family goes back in circus industry from 1610.
They found us. They were on tour here in Southern California, and they asked me if they could perform. And so I said, sure, we'll give you a shot. And sure enough, they went on stage, and the crowd just loved the Diamond Sisters. Just for the fact they could do these phenomenal moves that nobody can do. Doesn't matter how old or how young you are, there's no way that most anybody can do what they do.
They're the last of their people, because neither one of the twins had children. And one of them had a tragic car accident and passed away a few years back. And the other sister continued to perform without her twin. And she just now is performing out in Indio. But for Oktoberfest, I think it was time for her to kind of take a break from that.
In fact, we never knew how old the Diamond Sisters really are.
She still claims to be born 1964. So we still don't know their true age. In fact, when something happened and somebody asked, she said, "I'd rather die than tell how old I am." So she would never tell anybody how old she was. So it's a mystery to this day.
There's just something about her that she's a real people magnet. She just seems to draw people into her. We've been down on Main Street for Surf City Nights, and the people just come to her, see her. All the kids, especially, they just love to come around her. She's a good little ambassador for Huntington Beach.
She's a doxy diva.
I think the Dachshund races offer an event for every age group. People come with their grandparents, their kids, their babies. They can't believe that the doggies can actually run because their legs are so short, but they have such enthusiasm. They want to do everything for their families, their parents.
The situation that Joe Bischoff made was that you would live upstairs and you would have a store downstairs. Well, my dad was trained at Mercedes-Benz factory as a mechanic. So he was semi-retired and he said, you know, the Americans have the best of everything, but they drink crummy coffee. So why don't we open a coffee house? So they called it Coffee Mill. And my mom would stand at the counter inside and have the Melita coffee filters and put the boiling water over the coffee into a German Alfie thermos. And it was delicious coffee that it was before the time of Starbucks here in Southern California. So it took off, and that was 40 years ago.
The dog races started a good 25 years ago approximately, and they started in the village.
I did events here. My parents retired at that time, and I found a dachshund club of Santa Ana Valley. I called them up and I said, so you have German dogs, we have a German village. How about you come out with some of your dogs and introduce the public to the heritage of the dachshund? After the first year, it was so overwhelming because people were calling on my phone. My phone was ringing off the hook. When are the wiener dogs coming back? When are they coming back to race? When we got to 64 dogs, I told Bernie, this is too much for one day. So he said, well, let's split it up into a couple of days. So then we had 2 races and 4 races a year.
But they just kept on getting bigger and bigger. I said, well, why don't we put them in the beer garden? That way people can eat, drink, enjoy some music, and everybody can just have a fun time. So that's how the dog races eventually came to the beer gardens.
Finally, now we have 12 to 24 races a year.
And it's been going strong and growing ever since. So Old World would not be the same without our little wiener dogs.
Yes, we got our Old World Fußballverein, which is Old World Soccer Club. They're here every Sunday, and they're here during the World Cup watching all the games. Oh yeah, I think we are the football club. In other words, we're the soccer club that shows all the soccer games over here. So if you want to come see soccer, you come to Old World.
Old World Fußballverein, or otherwise known as the Old World Soccer Team. We have over 100 members. We've actually been turning people away because we just don't have any more member cards. It's been a great thing going here because it's still going. 2005, we've been together since 94, 2005 up here, 2018, we're still going strong. You see our letters, our logo, OWFV, it's everywhere. I mean, we got signs here, and we are the host soccer team. Bernie and Old World, we go hand in hand. And so when people want to know what the hell's going on during the Euro Cup or the World Cup, who are these people on the patio, and what are they singing, and what's the deal? And we got 3 good songs. Happy Birthdays are probably our best one. We got Ziggy Zaggy, and then Who Let the Cows Out? Happy birthday to you.
Ziggy Zaggy, Ziggy Zagga! Oi, oi, oi! Ziggy Zagga, Ziggy Zagga! Oi, oi, oi! Some Mittel, some Titel, some Sock, Sock, Sock!
Let's see, that was 2014 when Germany actually won the World Cup. They had received their 4th title, and our place was just completely packed. It happened to be German Day on the final day when Germany was actually in the World Cup. What a coincidence. We must have had almost 2,000 people here enjoying the World Cup. It was just a phenomenal thing, and then on top of it, Germany wins the World Cup. We were so proud on that day that to have Germany win the World Cup and be part of it here at Old World.
In the very beginning, it was probably like 4 or 5 months out of the year where we would just celebrate and have German bands play. Maybe it wasn't really considered Oktoberfest, but we did have just German bands playing.
Hello und grüß Gott from Bavaria, Germany. My name is Martin Hirsch from the Schwaber Power Band. At the Oktoberfest I'm also known by my nickname Dice. I would like to congratulate the Bischoff family on their 40th Oktoberfest anniversary in Old World, Huntington Beach.
That was before the big hit happened when someone said, why don't we do a wedding over here? And that started a whole new ball game where we brought weddings and birthday parties. We've got 4 banquet facilities, and we can accommodate anywhere from 25 to 700 guests, and we've had virtually all types of events, whether it is quinceañeras, weddings, company parties, murder mystery dinner theaters, comedy. I mean, you name it, Old World's done it.
This is Rico's 100th show in a row.
Also, we're home to the early days of K-Rock. When K-Rock came out, we were the big headquarters. Everyone called us the Cave, and we had all kinds of famous people performing here. There have been many different nonprofits that have played a huge part of the Old World. Everybody from the Therapeutic Riding Center, the Lions Club, the Huntington Beach Kiwanis, the Chamber of Commerce, the German Crusaders, and many, many more. The Crab Fest for the Lions Club was huge, and it went here for many years, and we're really happy to say that we were able to house them here.
Different organizations that we've done fundraisers for was the Therapeutic Riding Center, and that was when Carol Ann Wall was the president of the Therapeutic Riding Center, and I really wanted to thank her for everything that she's done.
I love the Bischoffs. Bernie and Cindy, they're part of the family, and they've done so much for this city. It's amazing. TRC, the Sand Dollars, Miss Huntington Beach, the 4th of July parade.
So we're selling these little rolls for 10 for $5, and there's a prize for every single one of them. And all the money goes to therapeutic riding, thanks to Bernie.
The 3-1 Battalion, the women of all these men that are out there serving our country, they had their baby shower here, and the community did such an outpour of gifts and just doted on those women because they're ultimately here with no husbands, and their husbands are out fighting for our freedoms. So we're really thankful to be able to have given them the room to have that party and make their party a fun one.
How many hours does the average newborn sleep in 24-hour period? And that is A, 16.
Hi everyone, I'm Rosanna and this is Taryn, and we are with the Kiwanis of Huntington Beach. We are inviting you to the opening day of Oktoberfest here at Old World, September 8th, with all proceeds benefiting the Kiwanis Foundation.
Yes, and it's just as easy as coming, saying hi to us at our tent, and purchasing your $15 ticket, which gets you entry and your meal, and in turn we can help support our community partners such as the Huntington Beach Youth Shelter.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a great day here in Huntington Beach to celebrate a Huntington Beach institution, Old World, 30 years of great fun, great food, and great family time. So here's congratulations on your renovation, and for the next 30 years, let's have another great time. Congratulations.
As we remodeled Old World, there was one thing that my mother always wanted to have, which was our maypole. And the pole was always there, but it was never actually painted as a maypole, which traditionally is the colors blue and white. And then it has the different insignias of a pretzel on there, a dancing couple, a church, a baker, a chef, etc. And that's just part of a Bavarian culture. Every town in Bavaria has a maypole.
Last year we expanded our market. We gutted the whole thing and put new shelving in, new flooring in, and we've expanded it. We took over one of the former dining rooms and expanded the market. And our Penny was the one who led the market change and has done a phenomenal job with the market.
My family lives here in the village. The only way I could succeed this if I was in the village. I do have lots of support. My parents live here, my best friends live here, my kids grow up on the cobblestones of Old World Village. My mother has started here before I ever started. She was hired to be as the chef in the kitchen. She's been here over 30 years now, and she still continues working while she's helping me raise my children. We're still next door neighbors. She also lives at Old World. My favorite part in our market is that we have lots of your daily goods that we need in a European version form. So you would basically get all your groceries that you need, but pretend you were in Europe shopping instead.
So what do you think of Oktoberfest so far from Japan?
Oktoberfest はどう？楽しい？
It's fine. Yeah, it's good.
My girls look forward to it every year, dressing in our dirndls, dressing in our lederhosen, wearing our German hats, coming enjoying the music, the food, the German beer on tap. It's an awesome place to come to for the whole entire family.
Oktoberfest is the best what you can think. I think we have one of the best Oktoberfests in America. And there's many Oktoberfests, but ours is, I think, by far one of the best.
My mother and father, they developed this beautiful development here, Old World. They've given us plenty of opportunity here with our German restaurant. We're also able to keep our German culture just growing here in Huntington Beach. I think at this time, my mother has recently passed in 2010. My father is still here. He must really enjoy the fact that his children, myself and Cindy, are here running Old World, along with his grandchildren, which are now becoming young adults. They're still teenagers, but they're growing, and maybe we'll see, maybe one day they will continue the Old World dream.
So right now, I'd have to say we're probably in the best shape we've ever been in, from everything from the restaurant to the bar, Oktoberfest, our market, our bakery, our deli. We have wonderful employees that have, like I said, stood by our side. My brother has poured his heart and soul and basically started here at the age of 14. And when he met his wife, Barbara, from Austria, little did she know, when she said yes to my brother, she said yes to our whole family. And she came here and she did it with such grace and elegance, and really was his sidekick and stood by his side. She's also now passed. And she was only around for a short period of time, and we really miss her over here. I'm really blessed that my brother is here and continues to be here, and he's my role model. He's been a big influence in my life, and I wouldn't be here today without him.
Old World is always going to be Old World. We don't plan to make any great changes over here except have good German food, have our European market, where we have all those specialty items that you can't get anywhere else. So we will always be here, and we will have that here for the whole entire community.